But as we began to work with those pastors one by one, then we began to discover that the problem is deeper than what we thought. What had happened in Rwanda, we had been really busy, we had been busy in the church making converts, but not making disciples. And so we have people who came to church, they were happy they were Christians, but they thought they are Hutus or Tutsi first, and then they are Christians second. Or they belong to their tribe, and their allegiance is to their tribe, not to Christ. And I have seen this in America too. Some people think they are white or black first, then the Christian second, or Democrats. Those are two tribes in America, Democrats and Republicans. I am a Democrat first. No, you are Christian first. And so that's what began to come to us, that we in the church, we had been busy making converts, and the Great Commission is to make disciples. And disciples don't kill each other based on tribe or on the race. The second problem that we discovered was the revenge, or what they called justice. Literally, some of the pastors were saying, I know somebody who killed my wife and children. Can I go kill them and then forgive them after? So that's when really we realized that God is calling us to just not help the pastors to come back in the ministry to deal with their anger, their shame and their guilt and their bitterness against God and their neighbors, and also to help them deal with their sense of justice by revenge, but to begin to realize that the future of our nation is not in the hands of politicians or political parties. The future of the nation of Rwanda is in the hands of the church that can become an instrument of healing, forgiveness, and reconciliation. And so then we began to work on how do we train these pastors, how do we train them to be, not just to make convert, to disciple the people, but also how do we teach them to begin to open their hearts for possibilities of embracing their enemies through forgiveness and reconciliation. And so that's how the ministry began in 1994, because of the tragedy that happened. Of course, 3 years later, after I began the ministry, my own family was murdered. My father, my brother, his wife, his child, and my adopted sister, together with 70 people in the church where I was a pastor, they were all killed in less than 12 minutes. And so that became, for me, a reality from the beginning of this ministry 22 years ago, about 23 years ago, when terrible things happened in Rwanda. So that really became a reality for my life, for the life of my family, how we're going to deal with loving our enemies, even if we're loving our neighbors, if even our neighbors are supposed to be our enemies, and it's no longer a choice, but it's a command. It's not how we feel, it's what God commands us to live. And so that began what became ALAM, African Leadership and Reconciliation. Thank you.